Here we are at our pump station, Grove 36, where our new planting is going in, and we have it plumbed up to the point where it can pump water, which means we can now plant the trees. We have some finishing touches to put on it for the automation. We're going to have it automated, and of course get it painted up and that sort of thing, but the big hurdle was to get it configured to the point where it could pump. And we're pretty pleased with the way it turned out. This is the suction side of the pump. This pipe comes underneath this road here to this canal. Down in the canal, you see those two pieces of pipe that are floating. Suspended below them is about 40 feet in an H pattern of 6-inch PVC pipe that's been cut with a laser to make very fine slits all along its length and all the way around. And so when the pump pulls water, it's pulling it through that PVC screen, they call it, the slotted PVC. And that provides the initial filtration. And down in there is also a check valve or anti-backflow valve, which once the pipe is full of water, it doesn't allow the water to drain back to the ditch when you're not pumping, which is very important. So what we wanted to do is figure out a way to automate this thing. And this is a centrifugal pump. It has to be full of water. This is a primer that you use to pump the air out of the line. And normally speaking, the discharge just goes straight out, but what we did is we plumbed it so that it goes up and over, and we've set it up so that this will stay full of water as well, which will then keep the pump submerged. So when we auto start the motor, we don't have to worry about the pump being primed. The motor is a 3-cylinder Deutz. It's been here a long time, oldie goldie, air cooled, very economical. So this riser apparatus is designed to hold a reservoir of water to keep the pump primed. On top of it, we have an anti-backflow, another anti-backflow, and an air vent. So if it does have a little air in the pipe here, when you first start pumping, it'll evacuate the air through the air vent. But then when you stop, that'll close and keep the pipe full. Comes out here to a 6-inch check valve, which also slams shut when you start pumping. So this whole thing will stay full of water, and I tested it today. Walked up, hit the switch in the motor, cranked up, and it was instantly primed. So working as planned. Filter is a screen filter. Inside this barrel is a round screen with very, very fine mesh wire around it, and that provides the filtration. Any particle that's too big to fit through the wire can't get into the irrigation system. So it comes in from the right, goes into the center of the screen, pushes out through the outside, goes in out the left, and then this hose is a flush hose where you can flush the filter and clean the screen. Out we go, and down and over to the main line. So this fitting is the beginning of the main line, which runs down through the center of the grove. There's 4 blocks. The main line runs down through the middle of them, and at the center of each one, a sub-main tees off, goes under the tree rows perpendicular, and at each tree row there's a little riser which connects to the tubing that'll run along the trees, and that's what the water is distributed through to be the irrigation. So the main line and sub-mains were in here from a previous grove, so we're all connected to those, pumping water, and we're ready to plant. Shouldn't be long now. Okay, here we are in 36 North Block with our replanting project. The pump station is pumping water. There's a few finishing touches to put on it, but it is working pretty well for pumping water. What we're doing now is flushing the system. This irrigation system has been out here for 20 years or better. And when the old grove was, when the trees in the old grove was removed, the little risers that come up in each tree row to feed the tubing that runs down the tree row were broken off. So we're doing two things. Number one, we're flushing it. This is a sub-main. It runs across the block. We're looking perpendicular to the rows. There's a pump station off in the distance there. And in every one of these rows, there's a little tube that comes up from the sub-main, which is buried about 3 feet down. And one of the things we have to do is to dig these up and repair them. You see the remnants coming out of this tree row here. There's the tree row. So we got water bubbling out of the ground. So now the hand crew can come back in here and dig this up, repair the end, get it ready to connect the tubing. So this is the secret way of finding these things. You just pump a bunch of water through there until it bubbles up to the surface, and then you can dig them up and repair them. So we're getting close, getting close.